Okay, so we were doing adding and subtracting integers. Now we moved on to multiplying and dividing integers. So they still have rules, just like adding and subtracting. These are just a little bit different, and I feel like a little bit easier to remember. You just have to kind of train your brain to go back and forth between the two rules. So when we're multiplying and dividing, if we're multiplying two integers with different signs, so for example, I've got a positive and I've got a negative, then the product is negative. If they're different signs, they're negative. If we're multiplying two integers with the same signs, so two negatives or two positives, the product is positive. Okay, so even if we've got a positive and a positive, or a negative and a negative, the answer will be positive. Same rules apply with dividing. If dividing different signs, the quotient is negative. If dividing the same signs, the quotient is positive. So on the back, when you're doing this practice on your own for homework, come back to this because this will help you. Same signs, positive, different signs, negative. So let's look at example 1. And this parenthesis right here, just the number next to the parenthesis, this tells you that you're going to be multiplying. Okay. And honestly, if you are getting confused about the rules, I would try to do that first. So I see that I have a positive 8 and a negative 9. So I can go ahead and tell you that my answer is going to be a negative. So if I can get that down first, that's half the battle. So I know my answer is going to be negative. Then 8 times 9 is going to be 72. And there's my answer. Same thing down here. I look at B. I see that I've got a negative and a negative. They're the same signs. Even though they're both negative, that means my answer is going to be positive. You don't have to put the plus sign. And then 11 times 4 is 44. Down at the bottom, 132 divided by negative 11. So when I'm going to divide the first number they give you, if it's written out like this, 132 divided by negative 11, the first number goes in your house. Second number outside of your house. And I can go ahead and see I've got a positive and a negative. Different signs, so whatever answer I get, it's going to be a negative. So 11 goes into 13 once. 11 goes into 22 twice. So I get 12 for my answer, and it's going to be negative. And then determine negative 36 divided by negative 4. This is one that you probably just remembered from your multiplication tables. But if you're given one that looks like a fraction, top dog goes in the doghouse. Okay? So 36 divided by 4 is going to be 9. And then if I've got two negatives, even though they're negatives, they're the same sign, my 9 is positive. So let's look at these on the bottom. Negative 17 times negative 4. So my answer is going to be positive because I've got two of the same signs. And 17 times 4, 7 times 4 is 28. 4, 5, 6. Positive 68. 63 divided by negative 7. Positive 9. And then I've got 16 times 6. And I had a positive and a negative. So that means I'm going to have a negative answer. I had different signs, negative answer. And then 84, negative 84 divided by 12. Top dog goes in the doghouse. And 12 will go into 84 7 times. I had a negative and a positive, different signs. So my answer is a negative. When you've got more than one number, or more than two numbers, I'm sorry, you're going to work left to right, still doing 2 at a time, okay? 2 at a time, working left to right. So I want to focus on these two first. Negative 3 times negative 2, I've got the same same signs. So my answer is going to be positive. 3 times 2 is 6. Then bring down your third number. So positive 6 times negative 2. I've got different signs. So my answer will be a negative. And then on number 6, we kind of have to go back to the adding and subtracting rules. So I need to circle my numbers with the signs in front and remember those addition and subtraction integer rules. So I have a positive and a negative. Remember, same sign, add and keep, different sign, subtract. So 28 minus 13 gives me 15. My bigger digit was 28. So 15 divided by negative 15, and contrary to popular belief, 15 divided by 15 is not 0, people. It's 1. I had a lot of zeros being shouted at me today. 1, and since positive is being divided by a negative, those are two different signs, our answer is going to be a negative.